Successful suppliers of production technology know precision, productivity, flexibility. These have always been the factors that make the difference. The factors that decide what prevails on the market. The factors on which the very latest trends in industrial production are based. But what happens if you add another ingredient? When all knowledge and know-how is bundled, when individual components and machines become one single networked entity, then something new is made, something big, something smart, something much more than the sum of its parts. Then new business models emerge, new economic structures. Then the future is created. And the future starts here, at the EMO Hannover 2019. There's a lot of talk about Industry 4.0. Here it becomes tangible. Here it is reality. Hundreds of machines and entire plants live in action. You can only experience that here at the world's leading trade fair for production. Don't be at a standstill. Come with us to the next level. Into the future of industrial production. EMO Hannover. Smart technologies driving tomorrow's production. From September the 16th to the 21st, 2019. In Hanover. In the heart of Germany and Europe.
Ja, guten Morgen.
Well, good morning, or rather good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to EMO Hannover, to the EMO Hannover preview for 2019. My name is Sylke Becker. I'm the press spokesperson of the VDW, of the German Machine Tool Manufacturers Association. We are the organizers of EMO Hannover 2019, and I will guide you through today's program. We're very glad that we have 37 exhibitors from 9 countries with us today, and more than 80 journalists from 32 countries. And I will switch over to English briefly. Apart from that, for the duration of the program, you will have simultaneous interpretation.
Welcome to EMO Hannover 2019 preview. My name is Sylke Becker and I'm the spokesperson of VDW, which is the German Machine Tool Builders Association. We are the organizer of EMO Hannover 2019 and I have the honor to put you through today's program. First of all, we are very glad to have 37 exhibitors with us from 9 countries who are ready to present their innovation for EMO Hannover 10 weeks before the event starts. And we are also very glad to have more than 80 journalists with us from 32 countries, coming, for example, from Brazil, from United States, but as well from Japan, China, Russia, India, and many others, and also from nearly all European countries. First of all, some hints to the event today. The VDW team, that is Mrs. Reinhardt, Mrs. Schütz and Mr. Schwanek, they are ready to help you with all questions you might have today. You have the chance to get to know all exhibitors through the format of the elevator pitch. We have 3 pitching rounds. And during the breaks and after the 3rd round, you have enough time to talk to all exhibitors at their booth. During the event, you have the translation, so please take your headset, and you have channel 2 for English and for German, and channel 3 for English, and also channel 4 for Japanese translation. And therefore, I switch back to German language, and we can start with our program. Als erstes möchte
Firstly, I would like to welcome Dr. Jochen Köckler. He's the chairman of the board of Deutsche Messe AG, and he is the host and will address some welcoming words to us. Mr. Köckler, you have the floor.
I have to speak now in German. Meine sehr geehrten Damen und Herren, ein ganz
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hanover. These are always the highlights of our trade show activities. We've got journalists from 32 countries, exhibitors, and representatives from 12 countries, and the countdown is running in 12 weeks. EMO will start. You know that we in Hanover love trade shows, and we're the most passionate, most committed, greatest city for trade shows there is. In 10 weeks we will be the EMO city, and we also really love trade shows when it's EMO. Dr. Schäfer, you're not here every single year, so we're very pleased that you're here this year. And looking at the audience, EMO for us is not a hosted trade show, but for us, Deutsche Messe AG, it means it's teamwork. The team surrounding Mr. Miller has been in the organizer's office since May with our colleagues and has been organizing this world's leading trade show since then. And I have to say, because we always take things for granted and what EMO is, and Dr. Schäfer will go into more detail here, what we will have in terms of live machines and demonstrations is truly worth a world's leading trade show. And no matter what your country you come from, news are sometimes a bit boring, but yesterday I actually couldn't move away from the television set because for 2 hours I had to watch what top positions were going to be allocated at the European level. There had been a top candidate and the race hasn't quite been run. If I see how stable an EMO is in comparison, that stands for Europe, that is continuous, that is steadfast, then it's a challenge to optimally organize this. So we as Deutsche Messe AG, as Ms. Becker has already said in her introduction, I am the chairman of the board of management, part of the team. We try to do everything to ensure that we're a really important location for German industry. The term Industry 4.0 was coined here in 2011 at the opening of a trade show. And I always like to say that we, the Germans, are not very good when it comes to marketing. We're really good when it comes to engineering. But the fact that Industry 4.0 has developed in such a positive way is really a gift for our location, for Germany as an industrial location. All the issues regarding 5G, communication between machines, will be done at Hanover location. So we're really convinced that not only this EMO, but further industrial trade shows will find their home here. And together with you, the journalists, we would like to leave no stone unturned to ensure that the guests in 10 weeks' time will feel really at home here, that there's a EMO feeling in the town. And on behalf of the entire team, I would like to thank the VDW team for the great cooperation, for the patience, the passion, and the power to organize a world's leading trade show, because I really have to say what you can experience here in terms of technology, in terms of people coming together, in terms of experiencing something special is being set up now, and I would like to thank you all for this. I hope that you have a great day today, and we'll see you tonight over a beer at the evening event. So welcome once again to Hanover.
Ja, vielen Dank, Herr Dr.
Thank you very much, Dr. Köckler. I'd also like to thank you, and of course thanks is due to the entire team at Messe AG. They have supported us a lot in preparing this event. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to move on to the next item on the agenda. I would now like to introduce Dr. Wilfried Schäfer, the Managing Director of VDW, who will give you the status quo of the upcoming trade fair and tell you more about what you can expect at the EMO this fall. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would also like to bid you a warm welcome in Hanover here today on the occasion of the EMO Preview 2019. I would like to welcome the journalists from all over the world and also the exhibitors who will showcase their innovations here today. A very warm welcome to all of you. I'm very much looking forward to what we're going to do and to what we're going to see in terms of technical innovation here today. Now, the preview is the culmination of our large, worldwide press tour that we've been on in the past few weeks. We've been to 43 cities worldwide. My colleague, Mr. Miller and Mr. Goebel, we have been to see you at your place, and we then showed you what the current state of the trade fair preparations were like. So we use social media, etc. And, this is how EMO was positioned all over the world. And this was done in order to, bring you up to speed as to what is going on in terms of EMO. And we've, of course, tried to, keep the attention level high in terms of the EMO trade fair. Now, how far have we come? What is the current status? Now, the slogan is Smart Technologies Driving Tomorrow's Production. This is EMO's slogan, and this goes to show, that in the past few weeks we've already talked about it. Once again, this year round, and perhaps the focus will be even stronger this year round, the focus on digitization, that is. Digitization, data, how can data be used, IoT, Industry 4.0. This will be the, key focal points of the upcoming EMO. More on that in a minute. So, what is the current status? How far have we come? Well, registrations regarding exhibition space is what you can see here. More than 178,000 square meters exhibition space. This is the current status, and this is approximately at the same level as in 2017. There's many exhibitors coming from Europe, but there's also an ever-growing share of Asian exhibitors who have demonstrated their interest to be exhibited here. America's more or less stable at 4%. This is another breakdown of the figures. So these are the exhibitors' figures, and if you look at this chart, you can already see that in 2019 we are more or less, at the same level that we were at in 2017. So this goes to show that EMO this year once again is in a very good position. The big companies from all over the world, from the entire value chain, are going to be presented, including machines, technology, measurement technology. All of them will be on display in Hanover this year round. However, you can see that the Asian manufacturers have registered in greater numbers compared to the previous trade fair. The figure now stands at 30%, and this is truly remarkable. So we are going to be interested, to see what the Asian manufacturers will be showcasing in Hanover. Now, whether or not we're going to end up with the same registration numbers, that's not so important, really. Ultimately, it's about reaching a certain level of saturation. And one thing is sure, there will be exhibitors from Germany, from Europe, who will decide whether or not they want to be part in EMO at short notice, because this way they can get around customs regulations, etc. So if more exhibitors are to be added, they will probably be coming from Europe and Germany. Right, let's take a look at the expected visitor numbers. These are the 2017 figures, and I guess you are familiar with them already. However, I've decided to show you these figures once again because I wanted to make an important announcement. What is important for exhibitors, this is something that has attracted new partners from all over the world, because you can see that we have an excellent mix, an international mix of trade fair visitors. Almost 50% of experts, of investors and trade visitors, professional visitors, do not come from Germany, which means that any exhibitor who comes to Hanover, to EMO, will be able to reach out to a global audience, and this truly shows the international focus of EMO 2019. Trade fair visitors will also be able to get in touch with manufacturers, and this is another added benefit of EMO. EMO, if I may say, is the only trade fair worldwide where only manufacturers are allowed to display their products. So every trade fair visitor will benefit from the fact that they will be able to get in touch directly with the manufacturers, with the producers, and this will allow for an excellent dialogue centering around solutions and products. This is a very important aspect, I believe, not least for the trade fair visitors. Let's briefly talk about innovation, and you will learn something about innovation already here today. Innovation is a key topic for EMO because here you'll be able to see global trends which are emerging more and more. You know, just looking at the different products that will be showcased, you will see a lot of innovation, and you could already see a lot of innovation back in 2017. 72% of the 2017 exhibitors showed their latest innovative products at EMO for the first time, and this is certainly something that will be repeated once again in 2019 because, as I said, you know, EMO is the biggest industry platform. This is where you can reach out to partners and customers from all over the world, so you surely want to be represented at EMO 2019. Industry 4.0 is a very important issue which has become truly established now also in manufacturing and production technology. Last week we had our management board meeting and we used this to discuss Industry 4.0. What does it mean for us? And it became quite clear that even though Industry 4.0 is a virtual thing, nevertheless, let me tell you that different from the banking industry or different from the health sector, for example, and the associated business models, Industry 4.0 is not only a virtual thing, a virtual business model, but ultimately, you know, customers have to produce parts and components. This is what counts. And this will be the guiding principle in whatever kind of investment customers do. And this is where productivity and flexibility come in. Because ultimately everything will center around, you know, parts cost. This is what customers want to optimize so that they can remain competitive in the long run. So whatever we think about when we speak about Industry 4.0, you know, using data for new business models always has to contribute to our customers' interests. Otherwise, well, where's the point in doing it anyway? So whenever you talk about things such as predictive maintenance or similar things, it's clearly about enhancing productivity, you know, less downtime, higher machine availability, and this will ultimately lead to cost decreases. Or what about process monitoring? Process monitoring is something that can have a positive impact on productivity and costs, and it can also benefit product quality, you know, better surface quality, higher accuracy, etc. This can be derived from data. So this goes to show that everything that we are discussing these days cannot be looked at in isolation, but you will probably agree that we have to take a holistic view and always put customers with their specific, you know, focal points at the center of everything that we do. So what are going to be the key focal points at EMO 2019? There will be a dedicated exhibition space on Industry 4.0 in Hall 9. Then there will be a joint booth. There will be a joint booth which will be attended by 31 exhibitors, and at this booth you will be able to look at the entire product range to do with Industry 4.0, safe data transmission, cloud applications, smart clamping devices, you know, data generation. Is these kind of things that are going to be on display in the Hall 9. Then there is going to be a trend forum. There will be stands on OPC UA. There will be half a day on 5G and other topics. There will also be a joint booth where countries will present their specific activities. And last but not least, there will be our interface solutions, you know, Umati, you may have heard about that, and I'm going to tell you more about that later on in greater detail. So Umati, it's sort of the USB you know, port for machines. It's about creating standardized connections to a machine regardless of the control system that is used, connection to an overall general IT system. How can this connection be made as easy as possible? So how can we make sure that customers can do their monitoring activities, etc., and do so based on different machines? So, if you get the error message A or B, this error message will be transmitted in the same data format wherever you go. This does not exist. It's not available yet. If, for example, you connect a Siemens machine to the IBM cloud, you need a piece of software. And if you want to connect it to a Microsoft cloud tomorrow, a different piece of software will be required. And this comes at a cost which customers may not always be prepared to pay because they think of it in terms of a service. So this is sort of an impediment or a barrier to the implementation of Industry 4.0, especially for medium-sized companies. We believe that Umati, this Umati solution, will accommodate all of these concerns. Standardization efforts are in full swing now. We've set up a joint working group at the level of the OPC-UA Foundation. This working group is attended by 50 companies worldwide, and these companies are currently addressing our Umati proposal. Now, depending on the feedback that we get, we hope and we try to complete this process by the end of the year so that we'll be able to launch version 1.0 at the end of this year of Umati. However, we do not want this to remain on paper only, but rather we want this to make a practical difference so that our customers can benefit from a Umati client, a Umati server, in order to allow for adequate data exchange. And we have the target of showing that this actually works at EMO 2019. We want to instill confidence that this can be done, and this is why there will be a live demo presentation at EMO 2019. And as far as I can see, this is something unprecedented. This has never been done at any other trade fair before. This is an example of innovation which involves 50 different manufacturers, and you will be able to see this firsthand at EMO 2019. And this is certainly a premiere. So once again, 50 companies have registered so far and have shown their interest in being part of this. They will be using a data interface. Now, of course, not all 50 machines will be connected to some sort of platform. Rather, Deutsche Telekom, which with its subsidiary T-Systems, and they are very big, on the Industry 4.0. So they have realized a data hub. This data hub is currently being tested in the beta phase. 2 machine manufacturers are involved here, and all of the aforementioned machines will be connected to this hub, and any exhibitor who is interested in cloud applications, IT, MES, etc., will then have the opportunity to log on to the data hub through the Umati interface and can then retrieve all the data from all the machines, showing what kind of features and functionalities can be made available to customers on the basis of these data. Why is this so important? Well, this is what counts for our customers. Our customers have installed machines, they buy new machines, and our customers may already have decided for some sort of IT system, and now they want to harmonize all of this, and we want to show that with the Umati interface this will indeed be possible. So much on Industry 4.0 Umati. This is what you can expect at EMO. What else do we have in store for you? Well, of course, additive manufacturing. Now, not everything will be printed, of course. There will also be machining applications in the future. Nevertheless, additive manufacturing is a technology that is increasingly being used. And, there's been a lot of progress recently. And we are beginning to see additive manufacturing in industrial processes. And this is the big challenge, really. Prototyping is okay, but, additive manufacturing has to be rolled out on a broad base, and then you need to bear in mind that some level of post-processing is required for 3D printing applications, and this is why it is a good idea to showcase this at EMO. any customer who's interested in additive manufacturing, may be interested in producing a geometrical model. For this, you can go to Hall 9, to the software manufacturers, and after that, you will have to, do some post-processing, grinding surfaces, milling, and you can find, the respective exhibitors at EMO, and you don't have to go anywhere else. And this will allow customers to adequately prepare their investments. We are very happy indeed that in terms of additive manufacturing, we have managed to secure more than 70 exhibitors at EMO. It's about powder-based applications, but it's also manufacturers of hybrid machines which will showcase their latest machines. Then there's startup companies. Now, startups were already represented back in 2017, but in 2019, so this year, in addition to the joint startup booth, there will be a larger startup area at the trade fair, covering approximately 600 square meters exhibition space, and we're happy to report that 34 startup companies have signaled their interest from different countries. They will, be able to present their pitches, they will be able to get in touch with exhibitors, with customers, etc. And I believe that this will be an excellent forum for these startups, to make themselves known, to find partners, and to showcase their ideas and processes. What else? We've decided to organize the award of a prize. This is done with the support of the German Ministry of Economic Affairs and the VDI. Now, the award was announced at the beginning of this year, in January 2019, and we were surprised to receive more than 250 registrations or applications for this award. So it means that this idea has gone down extremely well with people out there, and it also shows that there's a lot happening in terms of digitization, not least driven by Industry 4.0. The panel of judges will meet in August of this year, and on the second trade fair day, late in the afternoon, the awards will be presented. So 5 innovative business ideas will be awarded and recognitions will be made. And this means that this will yet be another opportunity to get in touch with the exhibitors at EMO 2019. And, afterwards the prize winners will get together to meet the medium-sized companies. And this will be, quite interesting for everybody involved, because this will be the opportunity for exhibitors to get in touch with customers and partners to, look into potential cooperation schemes. In Hall 9 there will be a series of presentations. So we will have half-day sessions on additive manufacturing, on OPC UA. This is going to be a panel to be moderated by the OPC UA Foundation. There will be a panel on data security, innovation, so all the things that are currently interesting for investors, for representatives of the science and academia. So we're going to use these forums to educate visitors on all of these issues. Now, let's briefly talk about skilled workers. I believe the issue of skilled workers is a very delicate issue both in Germany and in Europe. Clearly, there is a shortage of skilled workers, and even the big companies have difficulties finding adequately skilled workers. And this is why we would like to use EMO to try and make a positive contribution here. So the human resources departments of companies will have the opportunity to show what kind of people they need, what kind of qualifications are required. The focus will be on the blue collar and white collar people both, and this will be done at this forum together with our partner VDI News. Young professionals, however, starts much earlier. It's very important we try and make an effort to make young people and students, pupils, enthusiastic about technology. and we have to try and convince them that it's worthwhile pursuing a career in industry and technology. This is why we have invited more than 600 students from schools in a radius of 100 kilometers. There will be one big booth which will be represented by partner companies, partner companies in the field of aluminum manufacturing. They will produce the aluminum parts to build a Formula One car, which will actually be in a position to drive. There will be a race course where the students, once having completed their vehicle, their race car, will be able to actually try it out on the race course, because this will get them a first-hand experience as to what can be done in this industry. And hopefully it will also show students that this is an innovative field to be working in. It's not only about notebooks, it's about so much more, and this is the message that we would like to try and convey at this forum, which will hopefully be attended by lots of students. Now, the discussions that I've had over the past few weeks, whenever I spoke to you in your respective countries, you've told me that vocational training is another key aspect, and this is what this foundation is all about, really. This foundation is trying to come up with curricula which are relevant for Industry 4.0, so that teachers can actually teach their students what is required if they want to pursue a career in Industry 4.0. We've put together a tablet-based learning system which has been available and in use in Germany for 1 year now. There's approximately 3,000 users on the platform. They come from vocational schools and from companies. We've got the dual training system, and in this context, this offering is made use of a lot. It's not really e-learning modules, rather the vocational schools and companies can contribute their knowledge and upload it to this forum, and hopefully this will improve the teaching quality. This will be presented at the trade fair in Hall 25. Now, what about initiating business? Of course, we want to make an effort, to help people to find suitable partners. Matchmaking is the key word here. In the run-up to the trade fair, interested people may be able to use, a website to show what they need, what they can offer, and we will try and put together, matches that make sense. At the last trade fair, 900 matches were made, and this goes to show that there is a huge need for these kind of things. So this will help trade fair visitors to prepare for a successful attendance at the trade fair. And it's not only about putting in touch with trade fair visitors with the manufacturers, but all of a sudden, visitors are using this platform to mix and meet, and ultimately this may lead to business contacts even after the trade fair. Right, a few words on the opening of EMO. Unfortunately, we did not manage to attract the federal president in Germany. He would have loved to be here, but for organizational reasons, he may only attend the trade fair once. Instead, we are very happy to announce that the Federal Minister for Transport and Digital Infrastructure will be involved in opening this year's EMO. Digital infrastructure is actually what we need in production technology in order to implement the idea of Industry 4.0. And seeing that the 5G auctions have just been completed, I believe that it is a very good idea to have the Minister speak on the occasion of the opening. Also, the Finnish Minister of Economic Affairs, Ms. Kulmuni, we've asked her whether she would like to attend. However, we have not heard back from her. This may be to do with the fact that, she only took office a couple of weeks ago because the formation of the government, is still underway. This is why we've only been able to ask her. Now, Finland will assume the EU presidency in the second half of 2019, and we believe it would be an excellent symbol to have her present at the opening of EMO, and we've briefly talked about the issues of the past few weeks. This would, however, mean we have a stable setup, having the president of the European Union present at this meeting, and I believe that the Finnish minister would be an excellent fit. Now, a few words for you in your capacity as journalists. Well, there will be the opening press conference, which will take place at 9 a.m. on the first day of the trade fair. Then the European Umbrella Association, SESIMO, will share the latest findings from the European perspective. This will take place on 1 p.m. At 2 p.m. we will talk you through Umati. What is Umati all about? What about the Umati network at the level of the trade fair? And on the second day of the trade fair, the Startup Award will be presented, and we would like to already now cordially invite you to this presentation. And of course, you're also welcome to attend the startup event after the award of this prize. This is the overview, and I hope to have given you, interesting insights, facts, and figures. If you've got any questions, of course, we'll be happy to answer them. I wish all of you, all of your companies, a lot of success in whatever you are going to try and achieve at the upcoming EMO Trade Fair.
Thank you very much, Dr. Schäfer. Well, I think we have time for one or two questions, if there are any. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case. Here's one.
Phone.
First of all, thank you very much because you invite me from Indonesia to attend this meeting. My name is Toruan from industry, digital media. It's related to your expo. Maybe you know that Indonesia used foreign machine technology almost 90%. And you present that by machine learning and artificial intelligence, it means no need many people. But Indonesia, the young workers will lose their job if we wish use the technology. I agree that the technology is to make a more life to improve the quality of our life. Now my question is how do you have any idea how to we still use technology, but the young worker not lost their job? Number two, I hear that not so many people, not so many businessmen from Indonesia to this expo, maybe because too far. But recently, some of event organizers from Germany, they to Jakarta. They work together with the local organization. I think it's a good idea. If Hannover come to Jakarta, so it means that because Indonesia now, since 2 years ago, Indonesia promote industry 4.0. So it means that you have to more very expensive to Indonesia, so they will understand what's machine learning, smartphone, something like that. This is my question. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, vielleicht.
Well, have you got your earphones? Right, so I would like to really answer your question in German. So if I start from the second question, yes, of course, we will also come to Indonesia. So we, as an association, together with our sister association VDMA, are always organizing a German pavilion in trade shows in Indonesia. So German companies will participate in events in Indonesia. We're already doing this. Only last week, and I think I mentioned this, we had a board of management meeting, and we decided only last week that we, German industry, VDW, the German Machine Tool Manufacturers Association, would carry out a technological symposium in Indonesia. So 20 or 30 companies from Germany will come to present the latest state-of-the-art technologies to the customers in Indonesia. But for the investor who wants to get information about the latest developments, it doesn't replace the visit to EMO, because these are only snapshots, excerpts. So the customer from Indonesia who's interested in new machines, new processes, will be able to see the complete portfolio, not only from German companies. Of course, it's a good thing when German machine tools are bought, but it's about the fact that the customer is using for the right partner to his or her issue, machine tools, metrology, and this can only be done and in operation at EMO. So for the investor from Indonesia, I can only say it's well worthwhile to come to Hanover, to EMO. It would be really important for his or her planning. The second point, or the first question rather, I don't think that Industry 4.0 will directly lead to fewer jobs. I think this is more a question of automation that has to do nothing really with Industry 4.0 in principle. And in more and more Asian production location, this is being done anyway. I quoted the example of predictive maintenance, which is where the operator is still in front of a machine, but he or she will get smarter information as to the condition of the machine. He will probably now get displayed that in 2 hours' time the machine would come to a standstill if the bearings weren't exchanged, just to give you one example. Which means we are not rationalizing cutting any jobs. The machine operator is still going to be necessary. So I don't think that this is a particular threat against this background. Right, thank you very much for your question. Thank you very much, Dr. Schäfer, for your answer. Now, looking to time, I would now come to the next exciting point on the agenda, the first round of the elevator pitches. And I would like to ask onto the stage from Agathon in Switzerland, Mr. Daniel Felber, please.
Last year, my colleagues stood exactly here and explained to you the advantage of processing the PCB tip of an indexable insert with a laser. Now, I am here to tell you that we went to the EMO afterwards and presented a beautiful machine, the so-called Neo Laser Roughing Machine. For those of you who haven't seen this machine, it has the footprint of a towel that you can use for bathing. Now, during the last 2 years, we have further developed this machine because we went from manual loading and unloading to automatic loading. Thank you. The machine itself with the automation is based on standard applications that you know from production, such like pallets, tools, and other accessories. They can be used with exactly this platform, the Neo. Programming is as easy as it is because it's based on what we have always been doing and where we have the experience in. It's pretty easy too. Now, a further progress we have done in implementing the possibility to make a chip breaker inside the PCD tip. So this is a big advantage for your readers. And we went from a stock 50 microns down to 30 microns, which increases productivity of this amazing product. Now, if you take a look at the foot space of 2 square meters, I ask you out here, editors, when will you readers start to increase productivity of their existing PCD tool production? Thank you very much for your attention. If you want more information, we're down the hall to your left.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Felber. And we are looking for Michael Minich from Xebec Technology aus Japan.
Konnichiwa, dear backboard cutters. I've got only 2 minutes to tell you how innovative our product is. It's the best in the world, in the market. We are the best, greatest company worldwide, and you will be pretty bored listening to me, which is why I'm going to be brief, keep it simple. Our backboard cutter is the best deburring device in the world, and we, of course, are the best company in the whole wide world. And this should be enough, basically, because, you know, I shouldn't have to use any additional arguments, really. Also, dear press representatives, you want to only report on the best tool solutions, the best applications. On the one hand, because, you know, we are the only ones which have the best tools, yielding the best results, and, you know, can brag about it. Isn't it great, you know, to be holding a Xebec tool? Women also prefer to go shopping with a shopping bag from Louis Vuitton. Now, tools may not be as sexy as Louis Vuitton handbags, but we would also have a number of multicolored brushes in our product lineup. That's just an aside. Let's come back to the backboard cutter. I think I haven't mentioned that the backboard cutter can deburr any shape and form that you can possibly think of. We've got a huge, application area. The service life is extremely high. We are the only manufacturer which has a tailor-made CNC data set, which makes sure that the mill during the operation can make sure that the total surface is actually used, not only a small part of it. That's a surprise, isn't it? So it is a deburring system which is made of a deburring mill and a CN data set. Have you understood everything? Well, probably not. Doesn't matter much. Why don't you come see us at our booth and I will tell you more about it. On that note, have a good day. The highlight is over. Time for me to say goodbye, or as the Japanese say, bye-bye. Thank you very much, Mr. Minich.
Grüßen wir Herrn Schmiededer von Albrecht Präzision aus Deutschland.
Ich habe schon eins, danke.
Albrecht Präzision, most of us known as drill truck manufacturers, and a few years ago things changed in our companies. Now with the APC we have a mechanical chuck system which ensures that there is excellent self-tightening regarding the forces and the dampening properties. It's been much improved. And these are all important and essential characteristics to maximize milling, tool life, surface quality, and safety. These positive characteristics of this technology combines accuracy and holding force with different characteristics, positive dampening characteristics, and most simple ease of use, without any additional tools, clamping, tightening manually, 6 to 8 Newton meter, clamping torque 2 to 20 millimeters through the operation of different tools, mechanical gears. All the machine interfaces can be provided, and particularly for 5-axis machining there are slim 5 versions available with 4.5 degree contours that round off the portfolio. Ideal fields of application are heavyweight cutting of heavy alloy steels, titanium for instance, where you have excellent surfaces and where you have specific machining with the new CutCam software solutions. And at EMO we will present our Ultra Chuck, which is specially for volume machining wherever the old technologies are sort of reach the end of their tether. We have major performances for 100 kW machines with a great cutting performance, and with our 55 members of staff, we are a rather small company. However, we're very innovative and we're well positioned for the future. So I invite you to come to our booth. Thank you very much, Mr. Schmiederer.
Daniel Ilg.
I'd now like to welcome Daniel Ilger from Waldrich, Coburg, Germany. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Waldrich Coburg Werkzeugmaschinen GmbH in the past and in the future will have its home in large machinery. We've been setting benchmarks over and over again. Taurus was a true milestone in our 100 corporate history. Townhorse is a machine where we've sold 30 machines of this type in less than 4 years. It's a standardized product, and yet it is tailor-made for small and medium-sized companies. And the good news is, our Taurus family keeps growing. The latest Taurus 30 Gemini will be showcased at EMO, and it will be a bridge from our well-known stability to a new type of speed that is unprecedented. So we'll be showing a preview of the new product, which is fit for the new century at Waldrich Coburg. Our customers are looking for utmost productivity. They're looking for highest accuracy, best surface finishing. At the same time, our customers need to make time savings. Our new Taurus 30 Gemini will be a bridge gantry, and it will unite several machine concepts, scrubbing at highest machining power up to heavier machining, high dynamism involved in everything that they do, and highest accuracy across the entire service life. How can this be achieved? Well, one key can be found in our self-developed and highly innovative no-wear vibration, damping and hydrostatic guides. Now, our machine units glide on tempered oil. If you want to find out more about that, why don't you come see us at our counter? We'll be happy to talk to you, or you might as well go to our website or come see us at EMO. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ilger. And the next one is Thomas Golinska from Alpha Laser, also from Germany. This is my wife's jewelry, and she has lent it to me. This is a 0.2 or with 0.2 millimeter platinum wire manufactured sphere welded with an alpha laser. 0.2 millimeter platinum wire. And this is one field of application of alpha lasers. If you were in the uncomfortable position to have dental replacements or anything in the mouth or in the body, or be in contact with surgical instruments and tools, then it's highly probable that they have been welded with alpha lasers. Temperature sensors of sensoring systems that have the diameter of human hairs. Okay, me talking about hair is another thing altogether. However, they have a diameter of human hairs. These are the things that we can weld with our alpha laser systems. And with the same systems, we also repair turbine surfaces of power plants, surfaces of railways are actually applied by the lasers. The corrosion is being applied once again. Surface pressing tools are processed or machined with our machines in their usual position. So what we heard about Industry 4.0, unfortunately some machines have to be repaired, and then if they are welded, then it's very highly probable that they are being welded by alpha laser. Automotive bodies that have faulty positions are also welded with alpha lasers. 12-ton press shop tools that have minor faults or errors can be welded with alpha laser systems. Sheet metal applications, no matter what you're talking about, what type of origin, what type of application, you can do this with alpha laser system. Okay, I'm ready to stop. So lots more can be repaired with mobile alpha laser systems, and you can see this at our booth And if you come along, we have a little gift of an alpha laser system for you, a little takeaway for the USB flash drives. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Golinske.
Und Ingo
Next is Ingo Wolfer from Vollmer Werke from Biberach, Germany. You have the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ingo Wolf. I'm the head of marketing at Vollmer Werke, and it's my challenge for the elevator pitch to showcase our new trade fair concept and to fit it into this bag. I hope I have managed reasonably well. A few words on Vollmer. We are a machine maker. We produce some grinding and eroding machines which can be used for the production of different tools, hand saws or band saws, but also circular saws and these kind of things. Rotation tools, drills and mills from hard metal and with a polycrystalline with artificial diamond surfaces. Now what else do I have in my bag for EMO in September? Well, 2 new world firsts which will be presented to the public at large for the first time. First, the V-Hybrid 360. As the name suggests, this is a hybrid machine, as you will have gathered. So it's 2 powerful Vollmer technologies, grinding and eroding, will be united in this very machine at the same time. The second world premiere will be the V-Grind 340S. S stands for small. This is a 5-axis CNC grinding machine to produce drill bits and milling bits, with diameters starting with them at 0.3 millimeters. It's these kind of tools which are used in dental technology, medical technology, and the automotive industry. Now, we also have a digital initiative by the name of V-Edison, and I've brought this incandescent bulb. V-Edison summarizes all of our digital products, and at EMO, we will be showing you our entry-level packages so that you can familiarize yourself with Industry 4.0. The next thing that I'm going to take out of my bag may strike you as a surprise. My wife said, well, you're going to be the laughing stock of everybody. It's a doll's skirt for my daughter. This should remind me of the fact that we have adopted the new trade fair design, so everything will be packaged new, but it won't be pink. Thank you very much. That's it.
Vielen Dank, Herr Wolf.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wolf. Then next is Christina Holm from AMF. Andreas Maier, GmbH. Would you like to come onto the stage, please? Hello, welcome to the product presentation of AMF from Fellbach. AMF is a leading manufacturer of clamping technology and automation technology. I'm Christina Holm. I'm product manager with AMF, and I wondered how we can make it possible for our customers to ensure that their machine tools can be used to the full capacity and the small series can be manufactured overnight without any manpower, as simple and as cost effective as possible and without the employment of a robot. For this reason, I would like to present a new product, the AMF Gripper, that in time for EMO 2019 in September will be launched. What's special and particular about our gripper is that parts from a parts magazine within a milling machine can be inserted into a clamping device, which saves a lot of manual processes and setup times. It can be inserted in any available NC controlled machine because it is changed over from the magazine. Our gripper comes in 2 possible options, pneumatic or hydraulic, so either it's got spindle air or with the coolant of the machine. As accessory, it's got 4 different gripper deployments and is therefore able to ensure that any type of workpiece with a weight of up to 8 kilograms can be optimally moved and transported. But what's best about this gripper is the adjustable gripping forces. Due to this feature, it can not only ensure that very thin-walled parts can be transported, but also parts with very sensitive surfaces. So, in a nutshell, we can say that with this gripper, you optimize the parts handling in your machine in an optimum way. You increase your tool life of the machine without any high investment effort. And for further details, you're welcome to come to our booth. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Holm.
Punktlandung. Und als
The next speaker is Philippe Zillot from United Grinding from Switzerland.
the international press. My name is Philippe Selot, and I'm in charge of the press relation and the trade shows at the United Grinding Group. With a turnover of around 700 million euros, the United Grinding Group is one of the world leading manufacturers of precision machining for grinding, eroding, lasering, measuring, and combination machining. The group comprises 8 brands in 3 technology groups. First, surface and profile grinding with the brand Megele, Blom and Jung. Then cylindrical grinding with Studer, Schouten, Microsa. And finally, tool grinding with Walter and Ewag. At the EMO, we will display 15 different machines with various applications. Further, we will focus on digital solution. On a specific stage, we will introduce our 4 core elements. First, digital connectivity connects people, machine, and shop floor environment using UMATI, in which the United Grinding Group is involved in the development. Digital usability makes complex systems and processes easy to use and intuitive. Digital monitoring provides process and data transparency and creates optimized insights. Digital productivity enhances productivity and efficiency of processes and systems by data analysis. All this can be seen on our modernized booth in Hall 11, booth B24 at the EMO. We are looking forward to see you there. Thank you.
Ja, vielen Dank, Herr Selot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Selot. Next is Alfred Könemann from the Anderson Group from Germany. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, representatives of the trade press. I'm very glad to be here and to be able in this elevator pitch to introduce Anderson Group Europe to you. We are a manufacturer of CNC controlled precision machine tools in the area of micro and macro machining. At EMO 2019, for the very first time, our new machine, a process ADV, will be presented. ADV stands for Advanced. So we're going to present this machine for the very first time. And with this machine, we provide a foundation for universal machining of different work pieces and deployment in different tools. And this machine is characterized by the fact that it has a precision and accuracy that is really relevant for micro and macro machining applications. The machine process ADV is set up on natural granite. The axis drives are activated by precision called linear direct drives paired with longitudinal scales and a highly dynamic CNC control system. On this platform, we provide different adaptations regarding the machining spindle with numbers of revolutions of 100,000, number of revolutions, with different bearings for different fields of applications and options. This machine is available from 3-axis to 5-axis. Operation systems can be combined with automated solutions when and if necessary, and we're looking forward to seeing you on our trade booth in Hall 27. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Danke, Herr Könemann. Und schließlich von der
Thank you very much, Mr. Könemann. Now from Trumpf, Dr. Manuel Tomé from Germany. I'm going going to use the blue microphone. This is very much in line with our logo. Very happy to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Trumpf is a leading company and provider for interconnectivity for connected industries. The lasers that we produce are used for the benefit of e-mobility, series production. Our tool machines are already being used together with artificial intelligence. So we have a lot of overlap with the other key trends at this year's EMO. Now, in terms of digitization, in order to make progress here, we've decided to join the Umati initiative, and we will also be demonstrating something on the ground at EMO this fall, because it's important that machines learn to communicate even better. They do this already in our shop floor and in our products. Another big area that we are working on is the 3D printing. And I have, brought this with me, a way of support. Please don't be surprised. This is an implant which has been used for cancer patients. Now, this implant is already produced by one of our customers, so it's not a prototype anymore, but we are talking about a real-life product which is already available out there on the market. Now, 3D printing, of course, makes them for more efficient manufacturing. And then there's another example when it comes to teeth, dental applications. Our 3D printer takes 3 minutes to produce a artificial, tooth, when a manual work would take 20 minutes. We've got a lot of examples, press documents for your benefit. However, I think it would be easiest if you just joined us at the booth out there, and I'll be happy to share further details with you. And I'll also be happy to arrange for meetings with experts in our company. So why don't you come see us over a cup of coffee? You only have to turn around and we'll be looking into each other's eyes, because we are, located just opposite the coffee bar. Thank you very much.
Michael Petzold from BP Europe, from Germany, will be with us next. Castrol, respectively.
To industrial manufacturing trends today, it's all about high productivity at competitive cost, sustainability, and CO2 footprint, and in the age of Industry 4.0, about automatization and digitalization. However, the challenge comes when trying to bring all of this together. We at Castrol Industrial Lubricants, we're helping to make it happen. Earlier this year, we launched our new industrial process cleaner range, TechniClean XPC. It's been designed to be energy effective, allowing cleaning at low temperature and long service life. And it's reusable. This means TechniClean XPC can be recycled into Castrol's XPB cutting fluid emulsions without compromising machining performance. It's proven to reduce water consumption and can help to reduce waste disposal costs by over 60%. One automotive engine manufacturer was able to reduce waste volume by 300,000 liters in 2018 and is targeting 1 million liters by the end of 2019, a fantastic achievement. Of course, we are also aware of performance manufacturing requires efficient and stable processes and optimal use of resources. Utilizing advanced and intelligent technologies is key here. Castrol Smart Control, our new lubricant management system, allows manufacturers to monitor and control their central metalworking systems automatically. Smart Control works continuously and minimizes the intervention of human tasks. If you want to learn more, I invite you to our stand outside. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Als nächstes darf ich Pauline.
I'd now like to introduce Paulina Krapakova from Choslin from the Czech Republic. Please come to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased being here today and having a chance to tell you several words about Tozulin company. Tozulin itself is not just manufacturer of vertical turning lathes, or mill turn, we can say, but it's also Toskuřim, an established Czech manufacturer of horizontal milling centers, and large portal milling centers. And CKD Blansko, a manufacturer of large heavy-duty vertical turning lathes with table diameter up to 16 meters. All these three companies are supported by a wide net of distributors and service and commercial offices we have all over the world. For this year EMO show in September, we have prepared 2 machines to be shown here. One of them is a large vertical turning lathe with table diameter 2 meters and maximum workpiece height up to 2.6 meters. And the second one is one of the most popular machining centers made in Toskurim, their FRF center. Because all the three companies follow the latest trends in industry, we have also a new software application that is called Toscada that enable remote access to the machine data, and through this application we are able to meet the requirements put by Industry 4.0. So I look forward to meeting you at EMO at our stand, and may you have any questions, please feel free to see us and visit our booth here. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Und als nächstes
And next is Rainer Schopp from the Chiron Group from Germany. Thank you very much, Ms. Becker. Now, my staff say, Schopp, you're really the last one, and for this round they're actually right. So I am the last one, and I can promise you there'll be food soon. The Chiron Group stands for high quality vertical turning and milling machining centers with special focus on productivity and precision. This offensive campaign is carrying on. This is our message for the market, and this is also shown in our EMO highlights. So I would like to give you a foretaste for EMO. I would like to enthuse you for visiting our stand at EMO. What do we have on board for EMO? Well, we have a new variant of the Chiron Series 16 with pallet automation, which has been expected for a long time. We will have with us a new machining center of Sturma from the MT733 series for the complete machining of complex and difficult to machine workpieces. Our colleagues from the software department will present a new concept to you, a new cloud-based teleservice, and the colleagues from service will have their new portfolio with them for the services for the whole duration of the life cycle regarding the machining centers that are already in existence. So we have lots of innovations on board. It's really well worthwhile to visit our booth. Why do we do all this? Well, even in the decreasing markets, we're trying to carry on helping our customers to be successful. And if you're waiting for the fifth highlight, I will show you the fifth highlight at our booth in the interactive showroom. Thank you very much. And Ms. Becker, I think we'll have food now, aren't we? Yes, we are. Thank you very much, Mr. Schopp. So thank you very much to all the exhibitors from the first pitching round. I think this has given us quite a good overview of the diversity of products and services that we're going to see at today's preview, and also a small foretaste to what we're looking forward to for EMO. So Mr. Schopp has already anticipated the lunch break. In the room next door you will find food and beverages, so enjoy, and we'll meet again at 1:45. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished colleagues, I hope that you've made good use of the lunch break and that you are now well prepared for the second round. We've already referred to the slogan, Smart Technologies Driving Tomorrow's Production. This is EMO's slogan, and EMO, as the leading trade fair, always aspires to provide information on what is next in terms of manufacturing development. So this has always been EMO's aspiration, and this is what we are going to try and do this year round once again. At this preview, we're happy to announce Dr. Anselm Blocher. He comes from the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence, which is based in Saarbrücken, Germany. And Dr. Blocher will bring us up to speed as regards Industry 4.0. What are the hurdles and opportunities in real production? You have the floor, Dr. Blocher.
Ja, schönen guten Tag.
Good afternoon. I hope you can all hear me. I'm Anselm Blocher. I come from the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence in Saarbrücken, and we're glad that we can talk a little bit about Industry 4.0 in the context of artificial intelligence, AI. And I was told that I was to keep it short and sweet, and I'll try to do that because we're a bit behind schedule. So we've heard a little bit already about Industry 4.0 and about digitization. We've heard about full automation, and I was very glad that these three terms were distinguished from one another. That's not always the case. Very often they are mixed up, they are blended, and I hope after the presentation it will become a bit more clear that you really shouldn't do that. In 2012, we had the first Hannover Messe in the sign of Industry 4.0, and the term was coined 1 year before that, on the 1st of April. No April's Fool's joke from my then superior, Professor Walster, Professor Karaman, president of the German Academy for Technical Sciences, Agatec, and Professor Lucas from the Federal Research Ministry. And already before that, we started with that topic. So I've been dealing with this topic since 2008. So the integration of industry, of production with modern technologies, cloud-based technologies, Internet of Things, and so on. So we've been doing that for quite a while now, and it was important to find the right terminology under which this really was very, very successful. Last year there were more than 80,000 articles dealing with this particular topic, Industry 4.0, since the start of the 1st of April in the VDI news. We talked about digitization, and there was a first wave of digitization where data were recorded, were stored, made available. Now we're in the second wave of digitization, and now it's all about understanding the content, of enhancing the content and the data, and I'll go into that in more detail later on. The ultimate objective being to establish business models at this basis, either in production or, as we heard, also in other areas. So data in themselves are not information. In order to make information out of data, you need to have intelligent procedures, for instance, from artificial intelligence. This information then needs to be further processed and edited. You then get to know-how or knowledge. Then you can do your reasoning. You can try to understand how certain components of knowledge belong together. This knowledge can be represented in many different ways, and you can also create meta-knowledge on the basis of this. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, here we see that from the different sources that we have at our disposal in the everyday life, whether it's video, images, spoken language, or whatever, we have data with methods of artificial intelligence. We can understand all this information, and vice versa. The components of knowledge that we can get from them can be made available. There was the Turing test in artificial intelligence in the past, and we always say it's more about having an adequate system response. Then only can you say that an understanding has really been successful. Right, so much for the actual plan. You want to understand data. So the first thing you need to do is you need to compile your data in a sensible way. And in order to do this, there are several ways and methods of doing it for companies to find out where they are to do their stock taking when it comes to digitization. If we look at one example that we did with the assistance of the Föhr Institute in Aachen, then this is a shell model that has a continuous improvement of the content contained in the data and the processed data, such as it is depicted here. So that's the minimum prerequisite. You need digitization in its first wave, then you need the connection to visibility of data, transparency of data, to the possibility of prediction and adaptability of data and of the processes. And what's important for companies dealing with Industry 4.0 is to find out where exactly they are in that particular process. Now I have to find the right slide first of all. So there are lots of maturity indices that you can use. The more intensive, the more finely granuled the method is behind the determination of this maturity level, the better the individual company or companies or company departments or divisions can find out where the problems are. And this really details the different aspects that need to be taken into account in this whole process. So at the end of the day, it's about the question, do you have a factory memory? Do you have a connection of data that's already there? That would be one important step towards Industry 4.0 that needs to be attained. And if you look at it, this is what reality looks like. So if you look at the first two aspects, the pure connection of data with the step of making them visible or making connections visible and transparent, then many companies are on the threshold of the second to the third or fourth stage possibly. So there's quite a lot of work for them to do still for the small and medium-sized businesses. As for the large businesses, we had the Federal Economics Senator in our institute. He visited us and we discussed the topic intensively with him. And it was all about saying, well, industry is really more for large companies because they have major research and development departments that can do the respective work. There's enough funding to get third-party competence and know-how. Yes, that's correct, but there are so many opportunities for small and medium-sized businesses to get information and to buy in expertise. So at the end of the day, it's also going to be important and even decisive for SMEs to understand that people also rely on them and not only on the big companies. So one problem is that we are still at a stage that is not quite as positive as we would want it to be. Now, I said before, the fine granularity is also important when it comes to such a maturity level model. If you get a general scoring as to how good your company is doing, but you don't really have an idea as to where you have to move forward, then even the best experts in software tools won't be useful if there's one sticking point that you can't tackle. So surveys with fine granularity models are important to find out where the sticking points are. Now, artificial intelligence and the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence, just a few words on us. So we are represented all over Germany. Kaiserslautern is the headquarters in Saarbrücken. We have more than 30 companies from different walks of life and industries. We also have contenders represented, Class, for instance, and John Deere, or similar combinations. So these partners think it's important to look at current developments in artificial intelligence and to really know what's happening in order to gauge what's important for them, what's relevant for them, and in order to agree on research projects with us or with other partners. The DFKI has not only got several locations, but also different research departments. I come from the research department Cognitive Assistance Systems, and I'm always flinching a little bit when I said we used to be Intelligent User Interfaces. That used to be the name of our department, and that was quite a nice name because it put human beings at the focus of attention, and it's still something that you see in the Cognitive Assistance System name. And a trademark of our research department is that we don't deal with topics such as full automation. You will find this in the smart factory in Kaiserslautern, but we rather deal with issues where in the foreseeable future we know and get the information from our industrial partners that the human being, the worker, is going to be the one who's at the focus of attention, which also answers the question that was put forward before. So the factory without human beings will not exist in the foreseeable future. In some aspects, full automation is probably possible, but currently, to the present status of knowledge, this is not going to be done. And what's interesting here is to design jobs and companies in such a way that human beings and technology, cobots for instance, can collaborate in such a way that the added value in the companies goes up. And I will go into that in more detail later on. This is a topic that can't be solved in a trivial way for several reasons. So what's computer sciences all about? We like to say artificial intelligence, computer sciences are artificial intelligence are future computer sciences. So 20, 30 years ago, what was the characteristic for human intelligence, such as the understanding of language and speech, is something that everybody is familiar with. This is no longer associated with artificial intelligence. This is something that's taken for granted. This is what your everyday smartphone can do. Alexa, Siri, or whatever it's called. Understand me, the human being. It used to be a major topic 20 or 30 years ago, understanding natural language, and it was the core of artificial intelligence back then. That's something that you need to keep in mind when thinking about what artificial intelligence may look like in 20, 30 or 40 years' time. Now, general formulations, you find them at the bottom of the slide. The realization or implementation of intelligent behavior through computer systems. That's really the message that we would like to get across. That's what artificial intelligence is for DFKI. We don't rebuild human brains. That's not our aspect. That would be the so-called strong artificial intelligence. So generally, it's all focused on knowledge management or knowledge processing, as it says here. So the processing of knowledge from data via the path that I depicted before. So these aspects are the core tasks that we do at the DFKI, and we take as an input the basic research that comes from the professors at their chairs at the universities, and we then refine this knowledge via different projects, either with the ministries of research or industrial projects, to a certain degree of project maturity. And we also rely on industrial partners to further develop some projects. We are not a software house. That's not something we do. So we do like to assist, develop prototypes in industry, but at some stage we withdraw from further development, and then industry has to continue on its own or look for partners. They can also be spin-offs from our center. So we don't leave anybody out in the cold, but we're not SAP or anything like that. Now, in order for you to see what we do, there's a number of living labs at DFKI, the smart factory in the middle, I mentioned that before. Then if you went to our website, you would find the relevant information on where to find what specifically, and I'm sure this will contribute to understanding what we actually do. Now, why is AI something that everybody's talking about at present? Well, the current technological situation that has developed in the last 10 or 15 years has contributed to the fact that methods and procedures that in AI have been worked out in the last 50 or 60 years are now being utilized in a completely different way than they were before. Thinking about big data, for instance, 5G or mobile internet, there is a clear improvement on the computers and the transfer markets, and this has become clear in the last decades, and that's really decisive for the fact that machine learning, that you shouldn't equate with AI, but that's only one method of AI, can be used in the way that it actually is being used. So the situation has improved. The so-called AI winter has passed, so methods can actually be applied properly. Right, now this slide used to be one of my favorite slides in the past because I said an injection and artificial intelligence, that doesn't look so good, but indeed when it comes to the next slide that I'm going to show you, it does make one thing clear: to just convey the message, what the idea actually is, the methods that we have in artificial intelligence, the core components of artificial intelligence, namely adaptivity, proactivity, self-learning activities or capabilities. With these characteristics, systems can be filled, depicted by this AI injection syringe, and then inject these in different business areas. So certain fields, certain areas, certain tasks require certain methods of artificial intelligence in order to be able to solve problems. We talked about the medical sector, we heard about the agricultural sector. Autonomous driving is one topic that also everybody's talking about, and you need to really distinguish between autonomous driving. Is it partly autonomous driving, or do you mean fully autonomous driving? Difficult. Just as we can also apply artificial intelligence factors for production. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with these statements. This is the day-to-day information that you write about every day, or that industry thinks about whenever it's improving processes. How can you work more flexibly? How can your networks and connections be used to the full extent? So that's the standard vocabulary that you think of whenever talking about Industry 4.0. Now, when it comes to Industry 4, you always need to keep in mind what I said before about the maturity level in industry. At the end of the day, Industry 4.0 will only be attained if across the company there is a sensible maturity level asserted, and if the modular aspects can actually be penetrated by artificial intelligence. So this interaction of digitization plus artificial intelligence plus integration across the company, or in the optimum case across all these supply chains. That's what makes Industry 4.0. And as I mentioned before, there are lots of different building blocks for this. They are depicted as Lego blocks here that depict several aspects of the areas where artificial intelligence comes in. Sample or template detection, sensor, intelligent sensor function, emotional detection for the worker who doesn't feel comfortable when working with a cobot, via procedures such as machine learning, to control transfer, no matter whether it takes place in the car between the driver and the partly autonomous system, in a bidirectional way, or whether it's a transfer of control when a robot has a tool and passes this over to a worker. When does who or what hold on to what? What does it look like if both cobot and human being hold on to one tool? Who can let go when? So these are aspects that we're still dealing with, but there are very good approaches already that are already being used. So what's important in this context is always flexibility. You don't want any robots that can only perform a single task. You always need to have or want to have cobots that can be the multifunctional tools. If a worker fails at the line, then it should be possible to use a cobot to support workers. Of course, it won't be as good as the manual worker, but if the cobot can contribute to the lines not standing still, then this is already a good thing. And you don't want cobots with individual specifications, because if you have individual specifications for the cobots, then you need n robots to do n number of tasks. Characteristics for Industry 4.0. I was a bit faster with my thumb when pressing. So we've got things such as the digital twin, and I'll go into that in a minute because I've still got a little bit of time left. And we heard you, Marty, already. We have a project that I would briefly like to present, which is probably one step further even, and we can imagine very good possibilities for cooperation. Many of the things that we worked on in the last 10 or 12 years, better worker assistance systems, the first steps in the area of human-robot collaboration, have become standard more or less. I'm sure you've all reported on this to some extent, how worker assistance systems can look or already look. And here, once again, the point is this can only work really well if data maintenance is seamless and consistent. Then worker assistance systems from the line to the processing point in the workshop can be designed. So in the workshop you can have comments entered, where did errors come up. When it comes to the Works Council, you can have personalized data passed on to several individual workers, so that only this individual worker will get information as to a wrong cable being mounted, the red one instead of the blue one, and so on. One important point in this respect is, without the participation of the workforce via the Works Councils, Industry 4.0 will not be a success, because this is the daily work affecting workers on a daily basis, and if Works Council representatives interfere sometimes, or they probably might not think it's such a good thing, they think it's probably going to be about decreasing jobs, but we also want to know what's going on where and what we have to look out for. Regarding the loss of jobs, just 2 sentences on that. You can't really quantify that. If you hear any figures about this, then I assume that they are not reliable. Forecasts are very difficult looking into the future, and what the balance is actually going to be in terms of jobs in the last 10-15 years is something that cannot be gauged realistically today. What you can predict is that jobs will change essentially. And for that, there will be tools such as in-company further education and training. And the companies that have already understood this and who are already examining how today's jobs could look in 3, 5 or 10 years' time, what technologies are just being prepared, what internal projects are being carried out, these are the ones that in 3, 5 or 10 years will have the right staff. No company wants to fire 3,000 people because they didn't do any further training, and will hire 3,000 new people because the workforce will be missing in some other place. Right, some aspects from the area of cobots. Human-robot collaboration. This is one example of Industry 4.0 and artificial intelligence. Real teams of human beings and robots. So it's not robots in cages, but the situation is that human beings and robots actually share their workplace. So this is really the aspect of handover, issues of assistance, problems and issues, and how this can be best organized. I have prepared a video for you. and I will just skip that or just briefly go into that. So one example that you could imagine here is we have these tools, the rivets in the fuselage manufacturing, and one danger here is that the real robots set their rivets on the external skin of the fuselage, but on the inside a worker needs to check whether these rivets were adjusted properly and have to seal them. But the worker shouldn't work where the robot is coming in, so the HoloLens deployment could probably make sense. And we've tested this with several partners already. And this video, and I'll interrupt it because it's too long, this is to show that it's not only the human being that needs support by the robot, but cobots sometimes need assistance by human beings too. So it's a difference whether in theory you're thinking about where a mobile platform is actually going to go to and where it actually lands up in practice, because unfortunately in practice it will not end up where it's needed. And in many cases it actually leads to the fact that a gripper will not be able to detect the object that it should be able to detect. And here, the human being could assist the cobot, can adjust the gripper, can ensure that the camera of the cobot can detect the object, and can actually do some learning so that in future this process can be improved. Other examples are the optimization of line balancing. So this is another possibility. And Ms. Becker, I'm already aware that I need to finish. Basis 4.0 is a joint project of the Research Ministry, where in brackets it's also about middleware 4.0, such as we heard about UMATI. So you see the partners reflected here. The approach here being that it's on the basis of so-called digital twins. So it's the virtualization of the respective assets being used in production and of the relevant processes, and making possible things like virtual commissioning before machines are actually deployed in real life. How can they work in conjunction with other machines? So this is something that you all have in your documents. You can look at that or ask any questions that you may have later on. In Saarbrücken, together with a partner, we run a Center for Innovative Production Technologies, where many of the things that I've talked about are really implemented in real life, where we work together with industrial partners, where we also have a lab for human-robot collaboration, and of course you're very much invited to come along and look at it. And regarding the summary or conclusions, artificial intelligence can do a lot regarding help. Industry 4.0 is a buzzword that needs to be fleshed out, and all the parties involved need to be aware of the fact that it's not enough to just voice this buzzword, but that you really need to design this in the companies. Thank you very much.
Ja, vielen Dank, Herr Dr. Blocher.
Thank you very much, Dr. Blocher, for providing us with these insights and telling us something about the use of artificial intelligence. Great. Can I ask you, are there any questions from the audience, ladies and gentlemen? There seems to be one question in the back of the room.
Hello, I'm Kim from Korea Industry Daily in Korea. Actually, I have a question not as a reporter, I have a question as a human being. Such as you said, from the AI, there is a key factor is, one of the key factors is autonomy. And then I'm just wondering that since AI has autonomy, how the human and the AI can have cooperation. I mean, more proper word for me is supporting human, not a cooperation with the AI as machine. Is that the question, you can understand.
Ich hoffe, ich habe die Frage richtig verstanden.
I hope I understood your question correctly. Now we've got different fields of application for artificial intelligence. You know, artificial intelligence can be used in medicine, in care for the elderly, for example. This is certainly something where artificial intelligence may come in handy and supportive. And this is certainly an area where we believe that artificial intelligence will play a supporting role, and where it is quite clear that the artificial intelligence, the care robot, or whatever it will be, will certainly only carry out the requests of the human operator. Whereas in industry, in production, the situation is somewhat different. In industry, as I see it, you know, we are up against the following scenario. You want to produce something, and for this you have work plans, work schedules, and similar things, and the cooperation between cobots, as an example of artificial intelligence, as you mentioned, and then the workers, always has to be guided by certain production targets. So the ultimate target is reaching production targets. You can think of it as a triangle, and this is why I believe that in industry and in production, once cobots can, you know, take initiative on themselves, they may ultimately be able to make proposals to the worker as to the ideal sequence. Now, of course, we are not talking about making changes to assembly line production at Volkswagen, but you know, when it comes to different manufacturing processes, such as at Airbus, where you have much greater degrees of freedom, where the cycle times are hours long, even days long, and these are scenarios where the workers and the cobots also would have benefit from much greater freedom compared to more restricted production systems. Thank you very much, Dr. Blocher. I would like to leave it at that and move on to the second pitching round, if I may. The first speaker will be Robert Hartman from Stark. Can I ask you to come to the stage, please? And Stark, the company is located in Austria. So it's for more than 3 decades that we have focused on the zero-point clamping systems. In Austria, in Vorarlberg, more precisely, at the Bodensee region, Lake of Constance region, and we're a member of the Römhild group and thus have a global footprint. Now, our high production solutions make processes more efficient, and we help to make processes more flexible also. Stark zero-point clamping systems allow for safe and precise clamping in the context of different applications, milling, turning, etc., and workpiece direct clamping solutions, modular systems, and similar solutions. This is where our products can be put to good use. Stark zero-point clamping systems enhance productivity, they enhance flexibility in manufacturing, and they also optimize setup times. They are very, very precise, repeatability is high, and process safety is also at a high level. A key aspect of our developments is digitization and automation. And of course, we also focus on Industry 4.0. Now, the Stark Connect product series and the Stark AirTech series come with fully integrated sensory systems, and they are already out there on the market, successfully used, and they will be one of the highlights at the upcoming EMO Hannover in the fall of this year. Over and above that, we are going to showcase the first robot gripper from Stark. It will come with a zero-point clamping system and media supply, and it will allow for automated pallet exchange without any external support systems. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Now, may I ask Stephen Maier from DMG Mori to come onto the stage? Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, trade press. This year, once again, DMG Mori has quite a big plan with holistic automation and digitization solutions. We are actively designing the digital future. 27 of our 45 exhibits, that's 2/3 of our machines, will be shown with automation systems. TMU's 65 monoblock, amongst them with the new automated guided vehicle AGV, which is an autonomous system for pallet handling. And in the area of digitization, we present the topic of connectivity as a focus of our technology and products. With Zelos Update and the Zelos apps, we pave the way for our customers to the digital factory. And with this, in the future, all our machines will be provided with connectivity and will be retrofitted without any additional charge. And our new customer portal, My DMG Mori, will also be presented for more transparency, quality and speed in all the service processes. What does that mean exactly? Well, among other things, service queries can be reached with a push of a button via the online portal, and then immediately you will get to the right service expert. There will be no long waiting times in the hotline or misunderstandings. And apart from the focus topics, automation and digitization, in the area of additive manufacturing, we will present an open process chain regarding the material cycle, simulation, up until the service and consulting services, and everything in the tried and tested DMG Mori quality as a one-stop shop. And at the end of the day, there's only one thing for me to say: the entire DMG Mori team is highly motivated and is really looking forward in September in Hall 2 to present the digital future to you. Thank you very much.
Maier?
Thank you very much, Ms. Maier. I'd now like to welcome Andreas Lindner from Soraluce from Spain. Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome. Thank you very much, Ms. Becker, for inviting us to the stage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, did you know that more than 80% of users, machine users, work with machine operators who are not exactly experienced? Still, they're using highly complex machines. Now, imagine a larger manufacturer for milling and turning machines, such as ours, were to take an experienced, turning operator with 40 years of experience, if that were to be the target. Well, with our product philosophy, made for you, this is exactly what we've done. We've drawn on a lot of experience, and we can now offer technology solutions and products which support the users and the operators, and we hope that this way we manage to enhance our customer focus. Now, Made for You, what is this all about? Made for You is based on 4 key pillars. First, Smart Machine Plus. This is where we offer forward-looking technological solutions which have already been patented and which are truly unique. Multitasking solutions, all in one. We unite turning, milling and grinding for large-scale machines, thereby reducing sources of potential errors. A passion for service. This is what we believe is important. We want to support machine operators, and therefore we have come up with concepts which go beyond mere service tasks. Precision is important because we hope that our high precision machines will help customers achieve their respective targets. All of this will be presented at the upcoming trade fair, and we'd be happy to welcome you at our booth. And of course, we're also available for discussions today on our booth right outside the door. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lindner. Bo-Young Kim next from Doosan from Korea.
Hello, I am Bo-Young Kim from Doosan Machine Tools, headquarters Korea. As a global marketing team, I am here to attend EMO press pre-meeting. It shows the importance of EMO and European market for Doosan Machine Tools. So today, I would like to explain some features of EMO in Doosan Machine Tools. Doosan Machine Tools is a global leading manufacturer And we are known for our combination in value and performance. At this EMO, we would like to feature 20 machines. Our focus will be 4 areas: solutions in complex machining and automation, smart technology, and industry applications. So what's new? We have new 5-axis 3 models and upgraded multitasking models. So also, I know one customer from Netherlands who used to produce 1,000 per year, and after he purchased our multitasking machines, now he's producing 12,000 per year. So automation is key being profitable for our customers. At Doosan booth, we will feature various of solutions in automation. So you will experience the new multi-level round pallet system and the gantry loader with the turning centers, and our cobot with a compact machining and turning centers. So are you ready to experience all these new solutions? We are here to present it here. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. Und ich bitte.
Thank you. Can I ask Jochen Voss from Siemens from Germany to join me here on stage? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The future of tool machining lies in digitization. And this is why we've made this the key topic of the upcoming EMO. We integrate forward-looking technologies such as edge cloud computing, AI, machine learning, and additive manufacturing in our digital enterprise portfolio rather. At EMO, we are going to showcase a lot of innovation to do with machine tools. In particular, we're going to focus on the digital twin, and we're also going to focus on the entire value chain, starting from the product, covering the process and the ultimate performance. And of course, we will also focus on the associated digital services in this context. The absolute highlight of this EMO will be the world's first of the Sinomeric one, the digital native CNC. Now, the seamless interplay between virtual and the real world will open up unprecedented pathways and opportunities in the context of performance maximization, and it will also open up completely new business models. So please join us to get a first-hand experience of these EMO showcases at our booth, and we would also like to show you a number of selected machines and booths where you can learn more about the role of the digital twin and how the digital twin will propel machines in the future. You will also learn more about Sinomeric Edge, our platform for machine-related applications based on real-time data, and you will also learn more about new cloud applications. This will both enhance our software and hardware offerings to do with machine performance and workpiece quality. So we're very much looking forward to seeing you in Hall 9, where we would like to invite you to learn more about the brave new world about digitization. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Voss. Then we have Jochen Jäger from EcoRoll Werkzeugtechnik from Germany with us. Good afternoon, everyone. Is everything going well and running smoothly at your business? Well, we have everything running smoothly. We have surface finishing of metal work materials through our close cooperation with our highly specialized customers from different branches of industry, from the automotive industry, via aerospace customers and medical technology customers. In Celle, which is near Hanover, we produce customized solutions in the area of roller burnishing. Here we are in a position to ensure that with our tools that we have depths of 1/20th of the original RA or RZ values, so these can be reduced. And another core competence is the deep rolling procedure. This is about smoothing and leveling improvement of pressure properties. So you may ask what the customer has as a benefit. With these procedures, we can ensure that the service life of a workpiece can be increased by the factor of 5. So we have shown this time and again with the help of machining of axis carriers, of other carriers and other workpieces. And if you would like to know more about EcoRoll, then you are very much invited to come to our booth and to also join us at EMO. We will be in Hall 5, and there we will present to you our innovative new digital tool. And I can tell you one thing already with our tools, I'm sure that we won't lead you onto the ice. Thank you very much.
Als nächstes bitte ich.
Right, the next speaker is Dr. Markus Krell from Schütte. Germany, please come to the stage. Dr. Krell. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Schütte is my company, and is for more than 140 years now that we have stood for multi-spindle turning machines. This is what we've done for quite some time now. So we use these machines for mass production, and it's well-turned parts that are manufactured here. Now, in the past few years, we've gone through a lot of innovation. We've launched a lot of innovation in order to improve the flexibility and to improve the setup times and ease of use. Nevertheless, from a physical point of view, these machines come with a number of restrictions in terms of the profitability and batch size. Starting with the certain batch size, lower batch sizes, for example, setup efforts are so high that the smaller batch sizes don't make any sense, economically speaking. And this is why, for ever so long, there has been a gap between productivity of conventional one-spindle machines and, multi-spindle machines. And the gap between these two types of machines we are going to close with a new development that we're going to showcase at this year's EMO. The multi-spindle technology. Well, we've now transferred it into the single spindle world with a completely novel machine concept where we use up to 6 different tools. So 6 different tools can be used on one single machine at the same time. And this means that we finally closed the gap between these two machine types. So we will come with a number of attractive machines which will be very beneficial, especially for applications where it's about small batch sizes. So we are happy to share more information with you already today or later on in the fall of this year. So please do come see us if you're interested. Thank you very much, Dr. Grell.
Cool.
Next, we have Markus Egesgrove from the EMAG group in Germany. Hello, welcome to the EMAG preview against the background of the EMO preview. Who is EMAG? Well, EMAG is an international multi-technological machine tool manufacturer with a strong focus on vertical machining centers, and our main target group is the automotive industry. And this brings us to the topic proper, because the automotive industry, well, there's not really much in flow as much as the automotive industry. And 2 months ago, we had the Technological Forum in Saarlach, which is our in-house trade show, so to speak. And we had that under the motto of how is the automotive industry changing. We had lots of renowned experts that we invited and who told us about where the journey is going to, where electric mobility is going, what digitization is going to be like. Why am I telling you all this? Well, we see EMO as the follow-up to this technological forum, if you will. The technological forum is what was in the past. And at EMO, we are going to present how we will tackle all this. So hands-on, we will look at manufacturing solutions that are needed for electric mobility and for the digital future. So we have decided to do a lot in terms of introducing the process chain. At our booth, you will find out a lot about manufacturing of certain workpieces for electric mobility and for combustion engines. And you will also find lots of technological experts that you can talk to. So There are going to be lots of things to discover. I don't know, how are we doing for time? You've still got 2 seconds left? Oh, right. Great. Well, at EMO, there's a lot to discover, but you can also discover lots at our booth, and I hope you're going to come along. I'll tell you a lot more about our innovations. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Isgro.
Next speaker is Dr. Mark Pfeiffer from Schäfer Technologies in Germany. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Schäfer is a household name. We're known for producing world-class roller bearings. We are an important partner of the manufacturing industry, and we've made sure for decades now that machining tools are reliable at all times. And even this year around, we will come up with a new system, with a vibration table system, which comes with a lot of rigidity, and this helps, you know, to make slewing rings highly stable. Efficiency of a production system is not only to do with the performance. Availability is key because downtime comes with a cost. This is why the focus of our activities this year round is on increasing the machine availability. It's not only about improving the spindle performance. High rigidity and robustness means that downtime is a matter of the past, and we can reduce costs by 50%. Some of our components now come with cables which measure the displacement of the spindle shaft, and whenever, you know, there's too much of a burden, you know, if this is automatically recognized, identified, and the load is reduced, this can also halve the costs of, you know, the downtime associated with a turbine. Lubricants for linear guides varies highly depending on load and stroke. Our systems can automatically identify the lubrication level, and if lubrication is required, an alert signal is sent out. This helps you know, avoid unplanned machine downtime. Now let's move away from the components. We're also going to show solutions as to how our know-how can be used beyond machine bearings to detect faults. ProLink will be used, and it draws on a lot of experience, and as regards the rest of my talk, why don't you come see us at our booth? Thank you very much, Dr. Voss.
Dann bitte ich
Right, Elisabeth Duguay from Aerosteel is next from France.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I wanted to thank the organization team for inviting us to this important event. I am Elisabeth Duguay from Aerosteel, but I hope most of you already know. In case not, I will be pleased to explain you more about our company. So Aerosteel is a European steel producer, one of the biggest high-speed steel producer in the world. In case you use our products, they are made out of conventional high-speed steels produced in France and powder metallurgy high-speed steel, ASP, produced in Sweden since the very first day. Our products are giving you different advantages supplied to the customers in different shapes, such as round bars, square bars, strips, sheets, edge wires, and powders. Besides that, I forgot to tell you, last but not the least, that we have the biggest production facility and capacity in the world of powder. This is very important for you to know. Our products are used by our customers for production of cutting tools, cold work tools, parts for automotive industries, powders, and so on. This is giving them a very good advantage because the tools we are producing have very good properties, the most clean high-speed steel in the world. And we are, since the very beginning of the first production, improving every year through the processes, through the different innovations we are doing, the quality of our products. I am glad to announce you that today, or let's say within a couple of days, we will celebrate the 50 years anniversary of the first atomization of gas atomized powder, which was done in Sweden in our location 50 years ago, the very same day of the man walked on the moon. So now you will remember. Thank you very much. If you want to know more about us, we are outside. We will be pleased to show you, and we will be at the EMO as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madame Huguet. Als nächstes
Next speaker is Hubertus von Sastro from Pro-Micron, Germany.
Ladies and gentlemen, imagine you are a valuable piece of titanium or even hard steel. And God has got plans for you to become a blisk in aerospace or a high-pressure injection pump or a smart piece of machinery equipment. Your designers have made sure they've asked for the best surfaces and very good micro-tolerance holes. And then disaster happens. Your operator is using a tool where maybe one of the cutting edges is damaged. Your surface feels like an orange peel. Your holes have become run-out holes. If only that operator had used what we call the spike. With spike, we can measure forces very close to the workpiece and see each individual cutting edge, as my colleague is showing you there, during production. We can radio that information to the machine control, and we are Germany-based Pro-Micron, a company that specializes on sensors, wireless sensor systems. Our customers are people like Bosch or MTU, or the famous tool manufacturers like Göring, Ceratizid, or Sandvik, or the machine tool manufacturers like Stama, or DMG Mori, or Grob. So you can have spike in a retrofit solution on the tool holder or integrated in the spindle. And allow me to ask you to place 4 messages, if you can help us, in the market. 1, spike measures forces directly where they occur, very close to the workpiece. 2, with our patented spike polar, we can see each individual cutting edge during production. 3, it's used for 24/7 production or optimizing processes. And 4, of course, we are going to present an artificial intelligence spike optimizer at the EMO in hall number 6. Thank you very much.
Herzlichen Dank.
Thank you very much. Next we have Thomas Pfeiffer from FFG. Hello, Ms. Becker. Good afternoon to you all. As was announced, I'm Thomas Pfeiffer from the FFG Group. The FFG Group this year at EMO will have the motto Focus on Smart Production, and it will present its worldwide footprint machines. The FFG portfolio comprises almost all machining technologies, turning, milling, grinding, and roller grinding, and turnkey solutions, high-end technologies up until the standard machine. At EMO, 34 machines will be on display under automation cells in the most cases, and in hall 14 the entire hall will be occupied by our company, so once you enter the hall you can't miss us. Among other things, production concepts for the automotive industry, for electric mobility will be presented, a comprehensive portfolio of flexible automation, aerospace solutions, camshaft developments of the next generation with brand new finish and milling technologies, turnkey solutions for gear shaft technologies, CV joint machining, production grinding machines, serial production on round cycle machines with the shortest retooling cycles. And of course, as the trade show describes, as production reliable solutions under the motto Industry 4.0. that we have under the name of Digital Friend solutions will also be presented. So please do come to Hall 14 and you will learn more in detail. You'll be able to discuss with our engineers. I'm really looking forward to your visit and see you then in September. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Pfeiffer. And that brings us to the end of the second pitching round. Now, I will announce the coffee break for the moment, so seize the opportunity to talk to our exhibitors, and our speaker, Mr. Blocher, will also be available for any questions you may have. So I can only invite you to really seize this opportunity, and we'll see each other again after the gong.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get prepared for the final sprint. The last pitching participants are just around the corner, and without further ado, I would like to introduce Maurizio Porta from Porta Solutions, Italy. Please come to the stage, Maurizio.
Good afternoon. I'm Maurizio Porta from Porta Solutions, Italy. I'm the CEO of the company. My father started in 1958 the company. We were specialized in machine tool for high volume, so prototypes machine. So we make engineering of the machine for high volumes. And this was our business model until 10 years ago, when we started to study a new machine, a multi-center machine, which is now a standard machine, and was the first machine studied for lean manufacturing concept. So this machine is sold to companies that want to change their business model after the crisis of 2008, 2009, when the big quantities was not anymore available. So the idea is to produce what you sell without doing stock, and because of this, having more cash on your bank account. So flexible production method is a method that we go in the market to explain. Is a method that allows you to do also medium and small quantity, so the machine is not anymore fast as used to be for a transfer machine, but is fast on changing, on adapting from one component to the other one. So because of this, in 2015, I wrote a book that is available at the stand outside, and I like to invite you. I have the book in 10 different languages. Over here I have English and German, but we have also other languages. So I'll wait you out there to take the occasion, to take the book, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And the next one is Emine Elesi von der Fischer Spindle Group aus der Schweiz.
From the Fischer Spindle Group from Switzerland. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Ms. Becker and your team, thank you very much for inviting us. Now, I would like to briefly present the Fischer Spindle Group. Where are we? Who are we? I would like to present our product portfolio, what we actually do, and then I would like to give our response to digitization, because digitization is also something that we're going to be focusing on at EMO 2019. We are spindle manufacturers, have got 80 years of experience in spindle manufacturing. We are in Switzerland. We're a family-owned business with 6 locations worldwide. 4 are manufacturing locations in the United States, in Taiwan, in Germany, and in Switzerland. Our product portfolio comprises spindles, where we have been focusing on, then milling heads, so all the mechanical tool people know about these procedures. We are providing a complete system which has an integrated spindle in the milling head, and in addition, as we heard before, automotive industry, there's a lot of things going on there. These are no new topics. The combustion cell used to exist years and years ago, but it's gaining speed, and for 11 years now we've developed products that can be used in this particular area. We'll also present compressors for combustion cells of 30 to 200 kW, So passenger car to trucks, we really have the right solutions in place. Then digitization, everybody's talking about this. We have a sensor, and we try to provide that the whole value added chain from the individual parts of spindle are included, that we have all the information that we take out to the Q fingerprint. That's it. That's how we call it at our company. If there's the fingerprint of the spindle, before you approach the customer, you can gauge temperatures from vibrations and have the benefit for the customer once the spindle of the machine is deployed, that we assist the spindle, and if there is any incident, that we can react proactively. Thank you very much.
Als nächstes darf ich Christian.
The next speaker is Christian Barra from PCI France.
Good afternoon. I'm Christian Barra from PCI company in France. I'm sales manager. So PCI is a machine tool builder. We are specialized mainly in turnkey machining lines in automotive industry. So we have a strong experience in machining of this kind of part, very precise, like cylinder heads and the blocks, gearbox housings, and very large parts like subframes and I can say a battery tray and so on. Okay. For that, we have developed a wide range of machine tools with one spindle or two spindles. The most important thing is to know that PCI machine twin spindle, which we have shown in the last demo and we will show in the next one, twin spindle machine are fully independent, right-left. So that means you can do something fully different, right-left. For example, you can use two spindles on the same big part, or you can use the same process right-left, but with small adjustments right-left. It's very interesting for high precision. About environmental issue, our machines sure are working with MQL. Quite 50% of the range of products are delivered today with MQL. So around MQL now the machine is okay, the process is okay. We have developed some devices. We will show some in next demo. We have developed mainly one to clean the machine, because you know with MQL you have some dust. And the second, we have developed a test bench for tools. What we will show at demo, next demo, it's not so far, we will show the twin spindle 900 machine. The name is Meteor TS 900. It's a big machine with twin spindle, fully independent. We will show intelligent spindle with smart tools. And we will show MQL test bench. Thank you very much. See you in September.
Thank you. Rebecca Jutz von Gefertec aus.
Rebecca Jutz from Gefertec in Germany. Hello, good afternoon, welcome. Thank you very much for having invited us. We, the Gefertec GmbH, are the founders of the arc welding technology-based 3D MP procedure, 3D metal print, one of the most effective 3D printing procedures for large metal work pieces and components. Additive manufacturing is a buzzword. We thought, what is missing in order for 3D printing to assert itself beside the conventional procedures such as milling and turning? Amongst other things, the acceptance on the market is missing, so we need more hands-on, concrete, qualified and sensible application scenarios. What's also lacking is trackability of the process and the product quality, and there is not a sufficient degree of maturity of the hardware in order to be effective on the market. In the last 4 years since Gefertec was founded, we have attained some success with 12 sold machines. 2 of them were sold to Siemens locations under 3D MP cover, which is a replacement part for the German railway system. So when it came to the first 2 points, we could actually put a check against the boxes. This year at EMO, we will present a milestone regarding provability of printing and product quality, our new process head, arc quality monitoring head, which has a controller system included in it. And regarding the increasing of the maturity level with the hardware, together with our EMAG partner, we will celebrate our first success in September, and the optimized system will be presented. So I'm looking forward to welcoming you at our booth in a minute, and also at EMO in September, and to discuss 3 DMP procedures with you. And I will present, or we will present, the products to you here on site. Thank you.
Patrick Schmieder von Monforts aus Deutschland, bitte.
Guten Tag.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am very delighted indeed to be able to present to you our products, Monforts, on the occasion of EMO 2019. We are specializing in high precision applications, and for these applications we've consistently driven our development forward. At the EMO, for the first time, the hard turning package will be showcased for the first time, and we've turned every stone to improve this package. Now, this package is composed of several components which have been revised. For example, our wear-free hydrostatic system, our new spindle without lateral forces, a new 2 or 4 stage drive, and a cooling concept took center stage, and we've improved all of this to allow for a highly robust and precise heavy-duty machining process. Now, these novelties are of course combined with our former attributes such as robustness and stability. Another novelty will be the Monforts RNC4. It will be connected to a robot cell. This will be showcased for the first time at a trade fair. Parts handling will take center stage in this application. However, I should hasten to add that flexibility of this robot cell is also going to be shown. So this robot cell is variable. It has displacement possibilities, and we will connect it to several Anderson Group products. And before I conclude, let me also tell you that on the occasion of the EMO 2019, we will show a relaunch of the KNC series, which is a cycle-based lathe, and this will be well shown at EMO 2019. If you have further interest, and I'm certain that I've forgotten something, I will be happy to see you here on the booth or together with my colleagues at the upcoming EMO in September. Thank you.
Und das Mikro.
Right, thank you very much. And Stefan Nitsche from Heinbuch is coming onto the stage and has been passed the microphone. Good afternoon. Who are we? We're a family-owned business with more than 900 workforce. 40 years ago, the clamping head technology was invented and revolutionized the market. High precision and rigidity are part of our DNA, and the fast setting up of tools. Our customers only gain money if you have the best technology. All our products are designed in such an innovative way that setup is first and foremost. Now, from EMO onwards, for small machines with a spindle diameter of 2 inch, 52 millimeters, we have a new system, Centrotex S. And the machine has a machine adapter, and every clamping device has a certain system, just like if you go in the electrical specialized trading where you can put everything into your socket. We are standardizing the spindle, and with this system the clamping device can be adjusted within 30 seconds. Only one bolt has to be adjusted in order to ensure that the clamping device is adjusted to the machine. And that's also the next step to Industry 4.0 for us, because such a system can be automated by a robot in future, where the clamping device changeover can be done with a robot. We will be available for you all day, and I'm looking forward to looking at 3D prints of this product. We have got prototypes for many customers with really good results, and from EMO onwards the system will be available. We're going to show this system on a machine tool. We will have a show where you can look at it. I'm really looking forward to seeing you at EMO, and we have the whole team then which will welcome you. Thank you.
Und als nächstes haben wir...
Next speaker is Albert Hallets from Matec. Watch out! Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Albert Hallets from Matec GmbH. Matec is a system solutions provider, and today we have already heard a lot about savings that can be made at the process level. And so we've said to ourselves, what can we do to make sure that conventional processes are simplified, accelerated and made more profitable? This is why Matec at the upcoming EMO in the fall of this year, we will display a swivel table machine. And this machine will be based on a standard machine table which has a 180 degree swiveling capacity, plus minus 95 degrees from the center position, which means that we can integrate different clamping systems on both sides. You know, the standard tables come with a certain surface, and on the other side of the table, with our system, you may use magnetic clamping systems, vacuum-based clamping systems, or standard hydraulic clamping systems. Now, the benefit of this is that the for setting up new devices, the table can be swiveled by 90 degrees, which only takes some 3 seconds or so, and you can use the table for a completely new product. This comes with the added benefit that you can, work into the third layer. You may attach multiple components or work pieces. And once you introduce a separation wall into this machine, you can also improve loading and unloading times because of this pendulum movement. And the operators, are primarily to be found not in the automotive industry but in the supplier industry. This is where our target group is, because it's these kind of people, who have to handle parts which can measure up to 8 meters in length, and it's these kind of parts which can be machined with one single type of machine. Also, the machine comes with the added benefit of being able to use different heads, 3, 4, 5 axis versions. This means that the work pieces can be, attached on 5 different sides of the machine. Feel free to come see for yourself at EMO. You are cordially invited. And on that note, thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hallets. We have Lukas Schult and Markus Koringer from Heller Maschinenfabrik in Deutsche in Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, the year 2019 is particularly for Heller because we have our 120th anniversary, and in the run-up to today's event we thought about representing 125 in 120 seconds. That's quite ambitious. We have a brand new anniversary magazine with us outside, and I've got a seasoned expert with me who will talk about the fascination of Heller. Markus, you have the floor. What's your personal fascination with this company? Well, first of all, hello. Indeed, I have been with Heller for a long time, for 20 years. I am a mechanical engineer, although I'm working in marketing, which means that I'm fascinated with the technology that is behind many of the Heller products. And I'm also fascinated about what's being developed for the future. But what I'm really fascinated in is the workforce of Heller, the people who are bringing the company further, who are passionate about the products, starting from the apprentices to the management. They all have a common vision, that vision being to have the best product, the best solution for the customer. Now, you addressed best product, best solution. Just in a nutshell, what does Heller do? Just for all those who probably don't know that yet. Well, in a nutshell, as you said, we have 2,900 workforce. Last year we had a turnover of 600 million euros, and we work with our workforce at 5 production sites and 30 sales locations for our customers, and we really have one core competence, one vision, which is machining. Okay, third and last question. which is why you're here today. Just very briefly, what can customers and what can journalists expect from Hella at EMO? Well, yes, that's a very brief answer. So we always want to provide the best solution for the customer and the solution that will benefit our customers. We have 3 machining centers at the booth. 2 are automated with pallet automation, and there's 1 robot automation system, and we also provide digital solutions, amongst other things, in the area of UMATI to show what kind of benefits are possible for the customer. We're looking forward to the exchange with you and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you.
Als nächstes.
Thank you very much. I'd like to ask Norman Winter from LMT Tools Systems Germany to come to the stage. Moin moin, as they say, and a very warm welcome. Who is LMT Tools? Who are we? Well, LMT Tools is an internationally leading manufacturer of precision tools. We provide solutions and tools for most exacting applications. What are we going to present at EMO? Well, this year we have the focal topic of e-mobility. Now, we are a long-standing partner of the automotive industry, and we've accompanied our clients in the development of vehicle components and systems, and we offer tailor-made solutions and tools for that. Now, the share of e-vehicles is growing all the time. We have the expertise and the engineering know-how to build highly complex special purpose tools. It's only with high quality tools and high levels of accuracy in production will the e-motors work efficiently. So this is something that you are going to see for yourselves at our trade fair booth. Moreover, we will also be showcasing our tools, special milling solutions, and we will also show a number of things on digitization and smart tools. So we'll be happy to talk to you here at our booth, and of course also at the trade fair booth in the fall of this year. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. That's it for the time being. Thank you very much.
Lukas Chaya from EGAS in Germany. Unfortunately, the interpreter cannot hear the sound, so there can be no interpretation. The interpreter is very sorry.
Available to our customers with our own factory for the assembly of energy chain systems. And we can offer you the same service at many other machine tool production hotspots, such as Japan, Italy, and Thailand. Modern mass customization. This service is also available for our new E4Q with innovative opening concept that makes it possible to open and close the e-chain in seconds without any tools. Moving energy made easy. But it is not only innovations that drive us. EGAS is also focusing on digitization. Online you can individually design ready-to-connect energy chain systems which come with a guarantee. You can choose from 150,000 EGAS e-chain products, more than 1,300 flexible cables, and over 4,200 harness drive cables. 4,200 harness drive cables. 4,200 harness drive cables. 4,200
Unplanned downtime is a huge problem. The average automotive manufacturer loses 20,000 euro per minute of downtime. Eliminate downtime, unplanned downtime with EGAS smart plastics for predictive maintenance. Intelligent sensors measure the status of energy chains, cables and bearings and allow for predictive maintenance and condition monitoring in real time. Visit us at the EMO booth in Hall 8, booth number 01, and learn more about smart plastics and further EGAS motion plastics. Thank you.
Ja, vielen Dank, Herr Schaier.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Schaier. I'd like to ask Thomas Weber to come to the stage. Liebe Verzahntechnik GmbH, this is your company. Liebe Verzahntechnik GmbH will showcase world novelties at 3 different booths at EMO. At the gear cutting booth, Hall 26, we will show the worm milling solution with parallel chamfering for burr-free applications. This is a specific automotive solution and also for gearbox manufacturers. Another innovation will be the peeling machine with parallel chamfering, a tool exchange system, and additional functions such as turning, milling, and boring applications, also to be used in the automotive and general industry. With the takeover of Wenzel Diertech GmbH back in May 2019, now we will show a closed loop solution when it comes to grinding and measuring gear cutting applications. All of our machines come with a state-of-the-art touch panel or control panel. The second booth, where you can see the gear cutting machines, you will see specific new features in Hall 4. The new Alcrona Pro coating solution for even higher quality and even higher performance will be shown, and we will inform you about quickly available gear cutting tools. Automation will be found in Hall 13, and pallet handling, PHS, this is the system. It comes with 2 forks and will allow for fast changeover times. The automated guided vehicle will allow for connections between different automation solutions, you know, bin picking, AGV solutions, etc. So please do come visit us at our booth here, and of course also in Hall 4, 13 and 26 at the upcoming EMO. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you very much for your attention.
Ja, vielen Dank, Herr Weber.
Thank you very much, Mr. Weber. Konstantin Schäfer from the CAP group. Would you come onto the stage, please? Hello. I'm head of product management with Capnals. And just briefly on Capnals, what do? Well, we do machine tools, measurement machines, and the entire software that's on the machines in front or upstream and downstream from the whole entire process. How we do this and what we do is something that I can't present to you in 120 seconds. However, I will tell you about why we're doing all this. And we have the motto of the EMO, Smart Technologies Driving Tomorrow's Production, tomorrow. So we're already doing this today at Capnals, and the question as to why we're doing this, well, we discussed this before, the lack of skilled staff in Europe and all the demand there is. So we want a complex art of grinding accessible to everyone, which is why we simplify technologies accordingly. So grinding is made as easy as the operation of an app. You can see all this at our booth. Now what we do on top of that is the setup times and auxiliary times optimization. I talked about software. This is what we also want to do. So we want to accelerate all the processes and want to keep costs down for our customers so that these cost savings can be passed down to the end consumers, to the aircraft operators, to the car manufacturers, and so on. How this works will be displayed at our booth, and of course we'll also present this at our booth at EMO in September. Thank you. Thank you very much. And then last one, Patrick Schuker from Leistritz Production Technology.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Schuker, Leistritz. I'm head of sales and distribution. We employ approximately 300 people, and we've built machines for 40 years, and we've also built tools for so long. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk to you here today. At this year's EMO, we are going to show 2 whirling machines. You know, it's hard dry processing, and at this trade fair we are going to focus on this component, this part, which you will see more frequently going forward. It's a planetary gear drive, and you know, these kind of devices, you will see more of them because of energy saving measures, replacement systems for hydraulics, and with our machine it will be possible to produce them, you know, 2 to 3 times more economically, which means that we will help spread these components in the industry. Why? Well, we've made sure to reduce the production time significantly, and this allows our customers to build these components so that they run more efficiently still. Now, you know, the bolt that you can see here can be produced in a length of, you know, 10 times the previous diameter, which means that the whole component can be made much more efficient than it used to be, and we believe that this specific technology will be rolled out in the automotive industry, especially when it comes to e-mobility solutions, you know, extending the range of e-vehicles. Feel free to come see me at our booth, and I will be happy to share more details with you. Thank you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the pitching rounds. I would like to thank all those who participated. I would like to thank the speakers and presenters. And I believe we've been given an excellent overview of the sheer diversity of topics that you are going to be able to see at the upcoming EMO. And I believe and I hope that you will be able to derive a lot of food for thought for your reporting about the upcoming EMO. Let me also tell you that a live stream of this event was produced, and the recording of this event will also be made available after the meeting if you would like to listen to it again. Now, I would like to thank all of you first and foremost for being here. There was not so much of a discussion here, but I hope that you have made ample use of the breaks to talk to the people at the booths out there. There will be time until 5:30 approximately. This is when the buses will leave from here to the hotel, and I would like to encourage you to make good use of the remaining time to ask any questions that you may still have. So I would like to thank the team. I'd like to thank all those colleagues who have acted behind the scenes and who have helped made sure that this was a successful event. Talking about the colleagues from VDW and from Deutsche Messe too. Let me also tell you that we are very much looking forward to tonight. We would like to invite you to get together to do some networking tonight in a relaxed atmosphere. We'll be meeting in the restaurant 12 Apostles at 1900 hours, and I'm very much looking forward to meeting all of you there again and to continue our talks. Thank you very much, and to see you then. Bye-bye.